Hi there, this is Jacob, JacobLEVideoProduction.com. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I am designing my own custom thumbnails in Adobe Photoshop. This would also work for Photoshop Elements. If you're new here, I have a ton of tips on using video and digital marketing to grow your small and medium-sized businesses. So please subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I come out with new content. Anyway, so we have this blank canvas in Photoshop. If you're creating a brand new one, I find just doing one at 1920 by 1080 pixels is the standard YouTube size. You could do 1280 by 720, but you might as well do it the full HD for YouTube. So I have created a whole bunch of them in the past. I did quite a bit of testing to figure out which ones people responded to the best and found that the gradient with my image, I'm trying to build my personal brand. So I've done some testings, so it's going to be using the gradient with the text. I have my set font, and the thumbnail we're going to be designing today is for, I did a video, the ultimate guide to shooting videos with your smartphone. So I have this image right here that I shot just in front of a blank background. For video, it's nice to do green screen, but for photos, you can just do it in front of a white background. This just kind of helps you separate the image from the background. You know, I could make this work fine even if it was in front of a background that wasn't one solid color, but this makes our job a little bit easier. So I will bring it in right here. I found on YouTube, just looking, it's nice looking at it at different sizes, and on the phone, sometimes the thumbnail could be really small. So I want fairly big text and fairly large faces. So this doesn't have to be the final positioning. You wouldn't want to, position it like that, because once you create the mask, if you moved it down, that would be cut off there. So we want to include a lot of it in frame, and then we can do the final positioning in a moment. So this tool right here, you can hit W or do quick selection. And this is a really good one. I have this solid background, which makes it easier. If there's anything I'm having issue tracing around, I can, use one of the lasso tools or something like that. I'm going to do Command and zoom in. And I may want to go in with the lasso around the hand. I'm doing Alt to remove trace from it, and this is the only area that it's not selecting it perfectly, so I think I'll just do the polygonal lasso. Oops. Undo. So I'm going to hit Shift, and I can just select around this extra area. We're going to refine this later, and it's also for YouTube. You want to spend some time, but it's not, if I was doing this for a paid professional client, I would go a lot crazier than I'm going to go here. I just want it to look fairly decent. So I want to look at it up close. Here I want to remove that little area. Under our layers, I'm just going to click Add Layer Mask. And now it is cut out. And to really see what this mask looks like, so I'm going to click right here, New Layer. And yeah, I want to make sure it's placed underneath this layer right here. And for colors, I think of phone as kind of green. So I'm going to do a bright green and then a darker green. And I'm not sure which one I want to be on top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the gradient tool, and then when I swipe, I'll see which I like better. Okay, so that's brighter at the top. I do think I like brighter at the top, so I'm just trying to find, yeah, I like that gradient right there. Actually, I'm gonna do just a little less bright, especially since I think the text is going to be white. Let's actually split the difference there. So it is some fine tuning, tweaking. Yeah, I like that. So now we can actually look at this mask. So this is still white, and I'll want to refine the edge and kind of paint out some, but you know, this is for YouTube. It's not too bad. It won't take a whole lot more work and effort. So let me start by doing select and mask, and I may add just a touch of feather that's like blur around the edges, and I may just bring the edge in a tiny bit. And then now I'm going to select just the areas I want cut out, maybe kind of in here that can go away. Even these hairs right here, I think can kind of get cut out. So with these selected, I can now, you know, grab my brush, and I'm painting with black. So the black is, the white is showing and then black is not showing. So since I'm painting with black, I'm painting this out. Just, so you could do this manually, or you know, by selecting the mask. I'll get rid of that little thing right there. Cool. Now I want to maybe brighten this just a touch. So I'm going to add a curves adjustment to it. And maybe up the contrast using the curves a little bit. Yeah, I like that. That's good. So I'm trying to set a consistent pattern or consistent font and size. So I'm actually going to hide these two, and I will copy the text just so, you know, when I paste it, it will be the same kind of drop shadow and some highlighted in red. Babus New is the font. So I can do Apple T, or on PC Control T, which will let me move font around. So this is the ultimate guide, advanced guide. I did a beginner's guide to shooting videos for your business on your phone. So, you know, you have this blank canvas, you can include some words. I have done a few that don't have words, but I want to try to think about when people are looking for an advanced guide, what they would be interested in learning about. Like, I think maybe a list of what I cover would be helpful. Just letting people know this is kind of comprehensive. That includes lighting, includes sound. So I decided not to go too crazy. I'm moving this around by doing Command T so I can adjust it. But just to explain basically how to, I was brainstorming on, you know, listing out all the things, but it just got a little heavy, and I do want to figure out a way to make some of these pop a little more. It could be with color, it could be with making a word bigger. So maybe I will shoot advanced videos and turn that to more of a red where it pops. Advanced videos on your phone for business. I'll just make it all a little bigger. And I think maybe it would look nice if it sort of aligns on the right edge. So I will go into the individual layers. And now I just want to adjust the amount in between them, make that pretty equidistant. I'm going to make this that same color red. And I might put a little stroke around this. So you can see with layer styles, I just have a drop shadow. But I think I'll do maybe just a very subtle stroke to make it pop a little bit more. And I think the last thing is just, I can bring it up a little bit. You can see actually this button right here is see-through. So I can just go to this layer and make sure I have white. And then with the brush, you can use the open bracket, make it bigger, and just paint. So now that is able to be seen. I may just take this whole text layer and make it just a little bigger so it pops a little better. If I choose the whole thing, I can stretch it out like that and just move myself over just a little bit. Now I just need to export as, we'll just do a JPEG. I have it in the format. Thumbnail finished, advanced smartphone. So that is it for this tutorial. I'll have a card up for another video. I did the entire process start to finish, from exporting your video all the way to uploading a finished product, and the things you want to think about and include in terms of keywords and what Google actually cares about when ranking your video. So be sure to check that out. But I want to thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to be notified when I come out with new content. I will see you in the next video.